We have him speaking first today. So, Bill LuMaye grew up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He now calls Raleigh home with his wife Jen, son Ben, and daughter Nicole. His radio career began in 1980 in his hometown. And if you listen to him on WPTF, you will easily hear that his passion is talk radio. Bill was the first radio host to be embedded with our troops in Iraq, broadcasting live the week before Christmas 2003. The men and women of the 432nd Civil Affairs Unit celebrated the capture of Saddam, dodged incoming RPG shells, and talked with their loved ones back home via the Bill LuMaye Show, all live from Iraq. News Radio 680 WPTF welcomed the Bill LuMaye Show to North Carolina in 2004. While anchoring the afternoon drive slot on weekdays, Bill has continued to bring the news of the world to the Triangle airwaves. He returned to Iraq in 2006, where he was embedded with the Iraqi First Army. Bill talked with Generals Casey and Pace in Baghdad and lived with our brave troops in camps throughout the Sunni Triangle, as well as in the IZ zone in Baghdad. Two additional noteworthy accomplishments include when he made a live broadcast from the Pentagon for the 5-year anniversary of 9/11, and he was just one of 30 talk shows in the nation invited to the White House Radio Days event. Bill LuMaye is committed to bringing us firsthand accounts from today's newsmakers, wherever they may be in the world. He has a deep commitment to family, a deep pride in our country, belief in the freedom of expression, and he is a strong advocate for our Second Amendment rights. Bill LuMaye is defender of the American way. Help me welcome him, please.
Well, hello, everyone. I first want to start by thanking Paul Vallone and his organization, which is phenomenal. I mean, I don't have enough words to thank what Grassroots North Carolina does, and of course other organizations, as we continue to fight the erosion of our Second Amendment. And if you wouldn't mind, a big round of applause for Paul Vallone and the organizers of this event. This is really awesome. And of course you, the attendees. I think a lot of you have had an opportunity to meet with your legislators. I hope they greeted you with great warmth and open minds, and I hope that you were able to instill upon them that they have the power to protect you from an overreaching federal government. You know, I've been watching a lot of the news because it's my job, and I do it so you don't have to, but the gun debate is something we've been talking an awful lot about, and I've noticed that the gun control people have a rather unusual perspective of each and every one of you. They think of you as radical, they think of you as right-wingers, a little crazy, a little nutty, a little dangerous. You're gun-toting, redneck, Bible-thumping survivalists. God bless you for that. I've never been more proud to be with any group of people. Honest to goodness, I feel right at home.
You're safe.
I know I'm safe, although I have nothing in mind. It'd be nice if there would be something in the holster today. Well, there was something a listener brought up yesterday. It was in the Holly Springs Sun, and it was the editor, Gardner editor, wrote a piece on the Second Amendment. He was talking about, you know, we don't need it anymore because there are no threats. And he said this, he said, in 1791, when the Second Amendment was passed, early Americans faced many problems you can ascertain from a quick viewing of Pocahontas. Theft, murder, fear of English militia or Native American revolt, as well as the fear of many white slave uprisings. The Second Amendment was created to protect the early colonies from the dangers of the world. Now, I don't know where he lives, but there are rainbows and there are puppy dogs. I know that. The names may have changed, but the threats are still there. But clearly, the Second Amendment was never meant for those purposes. How many Americans do you think believe this today, though? How many legislators? I would say an awful lot of them, if not the vast majority of them. And a lot of them are gun owners. So that knowledge of the Second Amendment, combined with the complete void of historical fact, makes for a dangerous combination, I think. And history speaks quite well about what the Second Amendment is all about. Founding fathers agreed that an armed population makes for good government, right? Numerous quotes from the Revolutionary era make that extremely clear. In fact, the preamble of the Constitution reads this way. Of the Bill of Rights. The conventions of the number of states having the time of their adopting the Constitution expressed a desire in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its power that further declaratory and restrictive clauses should be added, and as extending the ground of public confidence in the government will best assure the beneficent of its institutions. So what does that mean? Here's Bill's version of history. Back in the day, people were well informed, and this was something that they discussed openly in the papers, whether it be the Federalist and Anti-Federalist papers. The populace at that time, very intelligent, were very well read, something that we could work on with that building over there with today's population. But that's another discussion. But they all knew this. They knew that men were corruptible. They were hungry for power. They didn't trust humans. Now, the Constitution was put in paper form. It's very easy to read. And they were trying to get the states to ratify it. And they said, listen, the Constitution, it's here. It's very limited. And they said, but you know what? I still don't believe that somewhere down the road, future generations aren't going to look at this and say, I think it means this. And they said, there's no way that can happen. It's enumerated. Look, we put numbers with hyphens, and there's the sentence, and they used yellow highlighter. Well, they would have if they had it. That's how specific the Constitution